Good morning. It's day 2 of Vlogmas and I'm a little worse for the wear. This eye is crazy right now because I woke up, I put my contact in and my eye immediately started burning like really badly. So I had to take my contact out, wash my eye. I'm gonna have to call the, oh my gosh, the eye doctor. And I'm gonna turn on my Christmas tree because my daughter's still asleep. So I have a little bit of time to myself. I love my Christmas tree. It just makes me feel so happy to be able to sit down and have it going. So day 2, here we are. I must say, I was hoping that on day 2, I would look a little bit better in my intro. But my eye had other plans and that's okay. So I'm just kind of sitting on the couch and I'm really, you guys, I'm in a really weird place this morning. My mom is getting surgery this morning. She's in North Carolina. I live in Delaware, if you didn't know that. So she's in North Carolina. She's getting surgery this morning. She's already in. It's supposed to be like 7 hours. It's just really stressful. It's supposed to be a pretty straightforward procedure. I'm not going to go into details about what it is because there's some things that I just don't like feel are my thing to talk about, you know? Like I'm here on this channel and I, share things with you guys, but I'm really like cognizant of other people's boundaries and it's just not something that, I'm comfortable speaking about because it's her health. But prognosis is good, should be pretty straightforward, even though it is a really long surgery. Although I guess in the scheme of things, it's actually, surgeries can be very, very long. So 7 hours is, I guess that's all subjective is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I woke up in a really like pacey mood. I've been pacing and just, a lot of anxious energy about that. So yeah. Freaking eye hurts, you guys. It hurts so bad. It's not as red as it was. Trust me, like it was like blood red. It was so red. It's calming down now. I have no idea if I had something in it or what. It literally happened as soon as I put the contact in. So my guess is that I had something in my eye and then, like the contact like suction cupped it to my eye and that hurt it. So I'm just giving it some time to breathe and heal. And then I'm going to call the eye doctor here in a minute and go in just to be sure. I have one contact in, one contact out. I literally can barely see anything without contacts. Like I just can see figures and colors. I can't see any detail at all. My eyesight's really bad naturally. So I should be wearing glasses, but I can't find them, which is just another reason I need to go to the eye doctor because I do need to order new glasses so that I have some for this kind of scenario if it happens. But yeah, I want to show you my morning routine since I am so puffy today. Also, I was like crying last night because I'm really anxious about my mom. So I'm going to do my like morning face routine now. I'm kind of like doing it really late, you guys. It's like noon, but I just was like I just wasn't having a good morning. And my daughter's been really congested, so she was having a bad morning. And I wanted to use like my baggage claim eye mask, but I can't find them. So I'm gonna use these. This is from Peter Thomas Roth. It's the Cucumber Detox Hydrogel eye patches. They will do. I have this big thing and I haven't used them, so I guess I need to do that. I never know which ways these are supposed to go. I'm gonna go this way. Maybe it's like the opposite, but this is what I'm going with today. And before I even wash my face, because it is so puffy, I'm gonna use my little Foreo Bear. I love this little thing. I did a whole video on like skincare devices, and this is my favorite one. And I use their serum because this is a microcurrent device, so you need something on your skin so that it doesn't like shock you. And let me tell you what, I go through this stuff so quickly because I put on a ton because I just, ooh, some got in my mouth. It's kind of gross. I use a ton because I'm like deathly afraid of getting shocked in the slightest, But I love microcurrent, especially on days like today where I'm like really puffy. I feel like it adds some definition back into my face. Oh. And I love that this one, it only pulses while you're actually have it pressed to the face. And I normally get up here. Obviously the patch is a little bit in the way. I don't get too far out because as soon as you get close to like a hair follicle, it will zing you, which is the least favorite thing, my least favorite thing about microcurrent. But again, I feel like it really does help me get some definition back, especially if I'm like puffy, which happens like if I have allergies or like I cried last night. I hate saying that because I always like, I don't want to like burden anyone with that. And here's the thing, I used to be such a crier, so it's really not like that odd for me. I'm very prone to emotion, I guess. I just want some definition back in my face, and especially right here where I feel like my lips have started to go, I mean, they're not down yet, but they're not as like perked as they used to be. And I'm certainly not ready to get anything done to perk them up other than like microcurrent, which I think is like a solution. Like obviously it's temporary, it's not gonna like keep your face like this even like all day, but I feel like it does it enough until I really get like energized and get enough like hydration to feel myself again. See, I do this like without rhyme or reason. I know there are people that do it much better, but this is how I do it. And they tell you to do this after you cleanse your face. I don't. I do it before I cleanse my face because I want to take this stuff off. It's basically just like a hyaluronic acid serum, but I don't care. I don't want it on my skin. I want to use my other stuff. So I'm just gonna let these sit and then I'll wash my face here in a few. Okay, so these have been on for like 10 minutes. So I'm gonna take them off. I feel like they helped a little bit, but obviously, you know, no product is like a miracle worker when it comes to this. So I wash my face usually in the morning with moisture protecting cleanser from Below. This is just like a godsend if you have dry skin because it doesn't leave your skin feeling tight after you wash it. And I know if you have dry skin, I get it. Like I used to not wash my face in the morning with cleanser. I would just use water. But now I've noticed such a difference when I do use a cleanser in the morning. It just helps my skin turn over, which again, something that, you know, if you have dry skin, sometimes your dead skin just doesn't want to go away, you know? So I like to use a cleanser in the morning now. And as far as cleansers go, this one is really, really good for dry skin. And I don't, do you guys wet your face first before you? I cannot do that in the morning. I cannot throw water on my face first thing in the morning. I will be like unhappy, like a wet cat or a wet hen. So I just massage this in really good and I wet my hands so that it's wet that way. And then obviously I rinse. After I cleanse, first step for me is eye cream because I want to protect my under eyes from the actives I'm going to use in the morning. I only use 2 active products in the morning, but my skin under here is so sensitive and dry. I just like to protect it first and obviously need to hydrate it because I get sunken in, you guys. Like I don't puff that much under the eye. I feel like this part puffs and so then this looks way more sunken. So this is like my favorite eye cream right now. It's from Believe. This is the moisturizing eye balm. I love this because it's so hydrating. It just feels like so soothing on my under eyes, which my under eyes get so dry. So that's totally what I want. I'm so extra red this morning. For my actives for the rest of my face, I mix 2 products now. I use the Dr. Dennis Gross Ferulic and Retinol Brightening, and then I mix it with the C Firma Day Serum. And yes, that's like a little, it's not a goblin running around, it's my child. She's putting makeup on her teddy bear. So this comes with a dropper, the Dr. Dennis Gross, and I just do like half a dropper and then 1 pump of the C Firma. I love vitamin C on my skin. I feel like it brightens it up, and I'm sure it has something to do with the fact that I have freckles. I feel like it just evens everything out, brightens me up. I really like it. I know some people are sensitive to vitamin C, and I've definitely tried vitamin C products that make my skin reactive and feel drying, but this one from Drunk Elephant is really good. I really, really like it, and I notice a difference when I use it. Like my skin, I feel like we're making progress. We have some redness because, you know, I have very fair skin, so everything shows right through, but it'll go down in a minute. And for moisturizer, this is not surprising. If you've seen any of my skincare videos, this is the Renee Rouleau Glow Enhancing Cream. This stuff is thebomb.com. I absolutely adore it. It's my favorite moisturizer. It's the perfect consistency. It's perfect for nighttime, perfect for daytime. Like, I can get away with it any time of day. It just gives such a glow to my skin, and it's so moisturizing without being too thick. It's like a perfect, I feel like a lot of people would feel like it's rich. To me, it's medium. I feel like it's a medium weight, but it has the richness that you need to just really hydrate the skin. And I feel like it's just, oh my gosh, I will put it all over my hands. Like, I don't waste a drop of that. And at this point, I order them 3 at a time because I cannot be without them. I love them so much. Sunscreen today, I'm gonna use Glow Screen from Supergoop. I love this sunscreen if I'm gonna wear any kind of like powder, or if I'm gonna put on foundation. It's just the best. Oh, something happened to it. It wasn't coming out. I do 2 fingers, like you're supposed to. Thank you, Gwyneth Paltrow, for that faux pas. You remember when she didn't put on enough sunscreen, and then all of us learned from her mistake that we were supposed to do 2 fingers worth of sunscreen? Like, thanks a lot for that. Like, genuinely thanks. I'm not being facetious or rude. I'm legitimately saying thank you to Gwyneth, because I'm sure I used more sunscreen than she did in that video that she did, but I don't think I did enough. And you can see, like, this just glows your skin, like, to the gods. It's crazy. So beautiful. And I love that it has, to me, there's like a little bit of an apricot tint. So if you have like a deeper skin tone, I don't know how great this would be, but if you're fair like me, it's really good. It blends in. It doesn't look too dark on my neck or anything. That being said, this is not something that I use by itself. Like, if I'm not gonna put on any makeup, I will use a different sunscreen. I'll use like the Ulta MD or something. But because I am gonna put on a little bit of makeup today, this was the one I went with. I feel like I need a little extra glow with my dullness, so I'm gonna use today the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue Foundation. This is like so good. I completely forgot about this sunscreen, or I completely forgot about this foundation in the fall. And now that we're moving into winter, I have remembered it. It's so good. It's one of those that it's dewy enough that even with my dry skin, I can use it with a brush, which for me, like, if a foundation is not hydrating enough, I definitely need to use a sponge. But this one, I prefer it with a brush because it is very dewy, very hydrating. It's just a really good foundation. I do find that it lasts really well. I definitely always set this one with powder because otherwise, especially with the glow screen underneath it, I feel like it's too dewy for like a everyday makeup look, which I know I'm such a dewy person that it's kind of crazy. I could think something would be too dewy, but I feel like I like it better when I set it with a foundation. When I set it with a powder, I can't talk today, you guys. I'm just in a different place at this moment. That's why I'm putting on makeup, by the way, because I'm like, I just have to have something to like pep me up, and especially because I blew my hair out yesterday and already, like, look at it. It already looks sad a little bit. I think that's just, I feel like it's picking up on my vibe. You want some cremita? Get cremita. Para la mano, okay. Muy bien. My daughter is doing makeup on her bear. I have like a little basket of makeup I let her play with because obviously she sees me doing makeup and so that makes her want to do it. And I mean, it's no harm. It washes right off and she's 2. So, you know, it's not like she's giving herself a red lip. She's just literally like dabbing blush on her face and on her bear's face. So no harm done. It can be easily wiped off with a makeup wipe. That's literally at this point the only thing I use makeup wipes for, is to clean off my 2-year-old when she plays with my makeup. We need some concealer in this situation, so I'm going to use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer because it's just my foolproof go-to. And look, I used a lot, but I'm going to do it with my finger today. It takes longer to do with my finger, but I just feel like that's what I want to do today. I don't really have a rhyme or reason for it other than I don't want to go find a sponge and wet it. I'm just being honest with you. I don't have the capacity for that today. This brush from Hourglass, this was in my Sephora recommendations, you guys. I use this brush for like everything. I can use it for so many things on my face. I'm using it today to set my under eye concealer. And oh, it's just so good. I feel like my skin now looks really lovely. I'll have to show it to you in like better lighting than this. It's just super gloomy outside and obviously this is overhead lighting in my bathroom, so it's like meh, meh, meh. You know, you're like, Ashley, this doesn't look that cool at all. I like to go ahead and set right around here too, just because that's like the only place on me, my nose and around here, where my skin's like, I don't know if we're dry or if we're just gonna be like really weird and congested and maybe get oily on you. I swear, my skin is like so dry here, 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 and then like right in here. It's like, no, not gonna be dry. I'm gonna really just throw you for a loop, Ash, don't worry. I'm gonna use my Soleil Tan de Chanel. Is this the original one? I think this is what's left of my original one. They reformulated. I just want to give a little bit of definition to my face. And this is a good one for that. Oh, you found the lip mask. Good job. Just, again, feel like I need that little bit of definition. This is like my simple routine, but I'm kind of just making it up as I go. I love to just like experiment with my makeup. It's so hard for me to say like, oh, this is my everyday routine, because I really love to switch it up. But the products I'm using today are very reliable. I'm gonna use the Legendary Brows from Charlotte Tilbury. This is not something that I normally use, but it's so easy and I just wanna fill in a little bit. And let's get some blush going. This is, oh no, this is mini skirt. I don't want mini skirt. I want to use a Victoria Beckham blush, but I don't want to use a mini skirt. I want to use something with a little more pop to it. You can see mini skirt is like their version of like a berry, but it's just a little too muted for me today. I need some brightness. I pulled out the other shades I have of the Victoria Beckham. I've got Roller Skate. That's peppy. Major. Like a very good neutral pink, and Knickers, which is like very melony. It sounded like I said Melanie, like the girl's name, but I meant like melon-y, like a melon. I'm just like gonna be predictable here, and I'm gonna go with Major. That was my favorite when I tried them, and so I'm gonna do that now. It's like a do your makeup with fingers kind of day. I'm keeping this super duper high, like higher than I probably even do on a normal day, just because I want like some definition. How many times can I say I want definition? Obviously we need some up here to pull it together. I cannot do my blush without pulling it above my brow. I just like, I learned that forever ago. I mean, like probably 10 years ago, and I have never stopped doing it. I just feel like it pulls everything together. And yes, we feel so much better. We need a little bit more here near the apple. Definitely not the apple, but just a little more at the bottom, so it's not like so high up, you know? Wow, I'm feeling so good. I'm not gonna put anything on my eyes today, I don't think, but I am gonna do my lips now, and I'm loving this. It's like not even really a combo, it's both the same shade. They're from Eldridge. So there's the lip definer in Beauty, which is like, come on, beautiful. These are so creamy. And then her lip gloss. And then her lip gloss in Beauty, which I love this formula. Fantastic. I'm gonna finish it off with like one of my favorite products. This is a Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette in 001 Universal. I use like this little pink blush. And again, using this brush because you can do so much with it. And then I'm just gonna use the big fluffy side to like buff. And then why not throw in a little bit of highlight? I'm just gonna take the lightest one, these two lightest ones, and just barely give myself a highlight. Mission accomplished. The lighting in here is a little bit better. I forgot to brush out my eyelashes. They're having a hard time because I cried so much, but I feel like you can see the makeup better here. It's just, it's fresh, it's light, and it's good for like pepping me up on a day where I'm just kind of, you know. I feel so glowy. I'm just screwing around with my hair because I just don't like how it is right now. My mom's still in surgery. So that's that. She has a couple more hours to go. So waiting for news on that. Haven't eaten all day because I'm just like so anxious. So I need to eat something. But you guys, the only thing that sounds good to me right now is a Subway sandwich. And of course, our Subway closed. So I don't have a Subway here. So I'm hoping my husband might bring me a Subway sandwich because he went to his office today. His office is like 30 minutes away and they do have a Subway there. So I'm hoping that maybe he'll bring me a Subway sandwich. I think I say the word sandwich weird. My mom always makes fun of how I say the word sandwich. And now I'm like not sure if I'm saying it how I normally say it. Sandwich. Sandwich. I don't know. Can't duplicate it. You know that thing where you're like trying to explain something to someone and then you're like, you just can't. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. I'm doing it right now where I'm trying to tell you how I normally say that word, but I know I'm not saying it how I normally say it. I normally say it weird. Or I've been told. Oh, wow. I zoomed in on my daughter and now I'm still really zoomed in. Woo! Woo! Zoom on out. Let's zoom on out. I wanted to, I do think I have the cutest 2-year-old ever. And if you're curious, because I feel like this will probably be commented on at some point, so I'm just gonna throw it out there. I don't like not share her. Well, I do. I don't really share a lot of her on any social media because I'm just really cognizant of the fact it's actually like something that like both of our families, I think, were kind of like annoyed with at the beginning when she was first born. Because if like a family member posted a picture of her on social media, I would immediately be like, take it down. Don't post pictures of our child. Like, you know, I just had boundaries from the jump and I knew that I wanted that because, you know, I didn't grow up being on social media. I'm 31, so social media was not a thing really until like I was in high school. And even then it was in its infancy. I would say once I got to college, that's maybe when it started kicking off. Like I can remember when Facebook was only for college students and you had to have a college email address. Like I remember those days. Obviously we're not there anymore. I think maybe they probably should have kept it that way. Or maybe there should be like a test people have to take. I don't know. So I have a lot of boundaries. And at first it was because I had really severe postpartum anxiety. And I was just really worried that someone was going to like take pictures of my kid. I mean, like there's crazy things people do on the internet, you guys. It's just so gross. And I've watched a lot of Law & Order SVU in my life. So I had a lot of anxiety around it. So I don't share a lot of details. And I'm just really cognizant of the fact that, you know, she is an autonomous human being and she's my daughter, but that's her relationship to me. My daughter is like, that's meaning, like when I say like my daughter, like that's her relationship to me, but she is a person outside of that. Like she's not a possession. And I really try really hard to like respect her autonomy and the fact that, you know, she's not, you know, she can't make those decisions for herself and I have to make them for her right now. And I just think that's the best one for her. So you may like hear her or, you know, see her flutter by now and again. But,
Mamá,
se acabó.
sí.
Muy bien. Tú eres tan linda.
Sí.
Allá. ¿Qué está allá? She just certainly will never be like a feature. And if you hear me speak into her in Spanish, it's because she speaks English and Spanish. She's bilingual. My husband speaks to her only in Spanish. I speak to her in both.
I did something.
You did do something. Oh, look what you did to my shirt. Ah, blush on my white sweater. That's okay.
You did
That's okay.
white.
That's why they have OxyClean.
Okay, you need white.
Oh, I need a wipe. She's going to go get me a wipe. But yeah, so you'll see little bits and pieces of her here and there. She's just certainly never going to be like a cornerstone or like a feature on here because it's just not the, what I decided was best. I don't have anything against anyone who does decide to do it a different way because, you know, that's their life. And I think that we have to trust people to make the right decisions. I do think there are people that go too far, but that's a story for a different day. So I just wanted to throw that out there since she is here with me and I know you'll hear her and stuff like that. Really, this makeup has done a lot of wonders. I feel so glowy. Also feel like my face looks like it's in a fishbowl, but that's a whole nother story. Oh my gosh, she's trying to clean my sweater.
Yeah.
Muchas gracias.
Okay, you guys, so this is nuts. So I'm using this beauty cam thing and I'm like, wait, what? Literally didn't know this was a thing until I saw Michelle Phan's video. I don't know if you saw about that. You've just seen what my face really looks like. And now look at this. That is literally crazy. It let me enlarge my lips. It let me like change the shape of my chin. It's blurring me, I'm sure of it. I mean, I'm completely blurred. It's even making my teeth bigger, I guess because of the lip enlarger thing. Wow. Social media is scary. Technology is scary, you guys. Like this is, I mean, it's lovely, but wow.
So I'm having the worst day and the doorbell rings and I go downstairs and I find these. I mean, look how beautiful they are. I'm like in love. Oh my gosh. They're so beautiful. So I normally get flowers like once a week the rest of the year, but then around Christmas time I haven't been because I have trees and we've been on vacation. So that was just such an unexpected surprise that my husband sent me. And yeah, I might cry. I'm already primed to cry, but what a lovely surprise. They're so beautiful and they smell amazing. And seriously, they're gorgeous. I love our florist here. They do such a fantastic job. And I think this is probably like one of my favorite arrangements because I was not expecting it. It's just a surprise. And oh, yeah, are you eating pizza? Está comiendo pizza. Necesitas más? Okay. My daughter is eating pizza. I'm just doing my best, guys, today. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm gonna make chicken parmesan for dinner. It's like my husband's favorite meal I make. And this is all the stuff I need for my sauce, for my like red sauce. So these are the best tomatoes ever. The San Marzano ones. The whole like peeled tomatoes. This is the only one I will use, literally. And then I get like the already shredded up carrots, so I can just do like a rough chop of it. And then I get like already diced onions. And it's such a simple sauce to make, but everybody like loves it. And if I can, I get fresh oregano and fresh basil. It makes such a difference, but I also will use dried in the sauce. Like I use both. I use these like during the cooking process, and then I'll use these like towards the end after the sauce is marinated for a little bit. I also always cut off like a chunk of Parmesan and put it in the sauce. I'll show you in a minute how I make it all, how it all comes together. And then like salt and pepper. And for my chicken breast, for the chicken portion, I have thin sliced breast cutlets. They brought me 2 packs because it was buy one, get one free. And this is way more than I need, but I will freeze one. And I use butter instead of an egg. And then plain breadcrumbs, grated cheese, and then fresh mozzarella, which is in the fridge. It's so simple. I changed. I took a second shower. Sometimes you just need one. I'm feeling in a much better mood. Really good. I love this sweater. It's from Zadig in Voltaire. I don't know exactly how they pronounce the first part of that, but it's like one of my favorite sweaters ever. I just got it this year, and I normally get like silk blouses from them. This is the first sweater I've owned from them, but it's so comfortable. I think it's like a cashmere blend. It's amazingly comfortable, and I'm wearing my favorite house shoes. So these are called Birdies. Sorry, I don't have like a full-length mirror to show you. These are called Birdies. Mine are super dirty on the inside. Just ignore that. I freaking love these things. I got them like, oh my god, I've had these for like 3 years. I bought them because I saw pregnant Meghan Markle wear them, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get those. And they are my favorite shoes to wear around the house because I like hardly ever wear them outside because I like to not wear the same shoes outside that I wear inside. But these are so comfortable for around the house because I'm not someone that can wear like a slipper. I don't know, like I have to feel like I have some footing, or I'll just go barefoot. But since it's colder outside, I want to have on shoes, something on my feet while I'm in the house. So I've been wearing these, and I just freaking love them. And again, they're 3 years old, so they've really held up. And I love that they're just like basically like your traditional like the old-timey like smoking shoes, you know, I think is what they would call them, or smoking slippers. My camera's like, no, we're gonna focus on your leg, Ashley. So comfortable and cute. I just ordered 3 new pairs of them in like different colors because they were out of traditional black. I was wanting to replace these ones, but they were out of traditional black, so I ordered 3 pairs of them in like different colors. So as soon as those come, I will share with you, and they do run true to size. I'm 7.5 and a 7.5, so every time I make a red sauce, I make a big batch of it. I don't make like a small batch. I always use 2 cans of tomato sauce. So I just start off with my heat on medium, and then I add in a little bit of olive oil, like a swoop. And then once that warms up, I'll add in my onions and my carrots. My oil is hot, so I'm gonna throw in my onions. This is probably like, oh, I don't know. I feel like this is just a solid cup. Like, just stir that all up. And then throw in some carrots. I do like, I don't know, I just kind of eyeball it. I don't really measure anything super precisely in this recipe because I know kind of just from memory and like muscle memory and from the heart like what it's supposed to look like. And then I'll just let those get really soft until like my onions are translucent. I do add salt and pepper at this step. I find that like seasoning each step properly just makes a meal taste better overall. So that's like my best tip if you don't cook a lot, or, you know, if it's something new to you, maybe you already know. So this is like, you know, not new information. But for me, seasoning every step just makes all the difference. I'll stir all that up, and then I'll give this like a good 5 to 7 minutes. But I stir it, I would say, like every other minute at least, because I don't want to like caramelize my onions really, and I don't want anything to get burnt. I just want everything to get soft. All right, so these have sweated down. They're translucent, the onions are. Everything feels pretty soft, and you can see they basically like reduce in size because they sweat out the moisture. So now it's time for my tomatoes. Again, these are the best tomatoes. And also this is the messiest part because these come whole. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. In my haste, I almost forgot. I will add like a little bit of basil, dried basil, and dried oregano just at the very end of this step, just so that it gets warmed through. I think like for this part where you're like on a higher heat, it's better to use the dried herbs. So I'll do this. You can also just do like an Italian seasoning blend, but I couldn't find mine, so oregano and basil will do just fine. So much of the flavor from the sauce is going to come from like these onions and the carrots to a lesser extent. The carrots, I've always been taught, are more for like the acid, but I don't know if that's really true or not. I'm going to use 2 cans of these peeled tomatoes, and they have sauce, but then there's like whole tomato pieces like this. So I kind of just break them up with my hand, trying to be very careful because they will squirt tomato juice like all over your clothes, and I love this sweater, so I really don't want that to happen. Now you can see there's still like big chunks of tomato in here, but that's okay because as it cooks, it's gonna break down. So it's really not that big of a deal. And I turn this down to like medium low and cover it because at this point it's 3:45. So this will be cooking for like 2 hours before it's time to eat. So it's gonna have plenty of time to get a lot of heat on it, and I don't want the bottom to scald. I'll throw in a little bit more of the basil and the oregano and a touch more salt and pepper. And then we'll go ahead and put a little bit of the fresh oregano in. I like to just tear the leaves. I find it works better to just release their flavor. Also, oregano holds up really well to the heat, so I won't put the basil in right now because it would just, I don't think I get the best flavor from it if I put it in this early. I put it in more towards the end, but the oregano really does hold up really well. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in like 2 sprigs. I'll put it on medium. I'm gonna cover it with the lid, and then it's gonna do its work for like 2 hours. I have Christmas Vacation playing while I sit here and just take a breath. I like to have it on while like I'm cooking and doing things. I generally have this movie on daily, like on repeat in December. It just, nothing puts me in the Christmas mood like this movie. It's my favorite Christmas movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I just love it, and I love having it on. It just makes me feel in the Christmas spirit, makes me feel good. So I'm liking that. Sauce is simmering, doing its work. My daughter is painting some little figurines, and my mom, they just finished her surgery. She's in recovery. They said everything went well, so things are going well. Things are looking up. This day started off really meh, and now the sun has even come out, so the lighting's better, and everything just feels better. Of course, the sun will soon go down. It's 3:45, so we maybe have like an hour of good light left before it starts to get dark, but I don't mind. It's very cozy, and I'm looking forward to a cozy dinner. So this box from Auric just came. I ordered their holiday release, and I'm really excited about it. I haven't actually talked about any of their products on my channel before, but I do have the Glow Lust, and I have I think now I have all 3 of the like original shades of their like eye duos, and I ordered the Christmas duo or holiday duo. So here it is. The packaging is really pretty. I love that it has like this little magnetic, oh, no, it's not magnetic. I don't think. Is it magnetic? No. No, it's not magnetic. But I love their packaging. I love that there's not a lot of plastic. It's all recyclable. I know that's a big thing for Samantha Ravindal. If you didn't know, this is her brand. She's a YouTuber. So I have Smoke Reflect and Entice, and then Disrupt. That was their holiday duo. Let's check them out. So first up is Entice. I don't remember what these look like. I think one was like a cranberry and one is an olive, now that I'm thinking of it. Yes, so this is the olive shade. I love a good olive, so I am really excited for this. It looks so beautiful. Entice. It is enticing. Oh my god, that is so beautiful, you guys. Oh my gosh, look at that. I'm gonna like buff it out a little bit more. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. And it is really light reflective. And then they come with toppers. So that's the basic gist of this product, the Smoke Reflects, is that you have a cream shadow and then there is a powder like shadow that you can top it with. So for this one, it's like an icy one. So it's like an icy champagne. Let's see what it looks like over top. Okay, I see that.
Actually, I'll paint my hands.
You painted your hands? Yes, you did. You did paint your hands. Wow. Wow. You have to clean that up.
They're pretty.
They are pretty. So this side has the topper on it, so you can see that it just adds a bunch of extra dimension, and that actually goes really well with that. Obviously, they do product development to determine that, so I would of course trust them on that. Since that was the olive one, that means Disrupt is the cranberry one. I'm almost positive it's like a cranberry shade. No, don't paint that, honey. Paint your figurines. Please paint your figurines. So here is Disrupt. Yes, I'm so excited for this. I love shades like this around Christmas, and it's usually so hard to find them. Oh my gosh, so I'm really excited to have this. Let's see, once you buff it out, it looks more of like a rust than a cranberry, so we'll see. Hopefully it's not going to be too warm for me. It is quite a bit rusty looking. And the topper for this one is a little bit closer to the actual like cream color than on the other one. So this is like a rose gold looking topper. It's rose gold and it definitely has like a shift to it. Let's see what it looks like. Oh my gosh, it looks beautiful on top of it. That really changed it and gave it a lot of dimension. Really pretty. I like both of those. I'm not sure which one I would use more. I feel like probably the olive one, the Entice shade. I feel like it's gonna be something I would get more use out of than this one, just because this one is quite a bit, like I said, it kind of pulls more like a rust color to me than it does a cranberry. But I'm gonna try them both on my eyes at some point this season. The sauce is coming along nicely. It smells delicious in my house. Now that it's basically cooked, I'm gonna add in the piece of Parmesan. I just took a chunk from close to the rind so that it's a harder chunk because it'll pretty much stay intact. I just like it to give a tiny bit of salt and flavor to the sauce. And then I'm also gonna put in some of the basil leaves. I just give them a rough chop because I don't want to like mince them too fine so that they get bitter, and then I throw them in because again we're towards like the very end and this only has like maybe 20 more minutes. Then I'm gonna let it sit here on low heat before I just turn it off. So we're close to the end of the cooking time and it just smells delicious. And that fresh basil just, it's like my favorite smell. My favorite like food smell in the world is fresh basil. It's so good. So now I'm gonna get my chicken ready so that when I'm like ready to make a dinner or like to cook dinner, it's ready on the pan, ready to go. And I start with like my breadcrumb mixture. I'm gonna do 2 parts breadcrumbs to 1 part
grated pecorino cheese. This is the one that they normally have at my grocery store. You could do like a grated Parmesan. I like pecorino. I think it's a little sharper. I basically just eyeball this, you guys. So that looks about like what I'll need. And then I'll do, like I said, 2 parts to 1. So I'll do like half of this with the cheese. It may be a little bit less. And then a little bit of salt and pepper. All of my seasoning for my chicken is in here because I'm not going to actually season the chicken before I put it in the breadcrumbs because it has to be dipped in butter, or some people use eggs. I use melted butter, which I swear works, and it's so good, and I just like it better. But because I'm just going to dip it in butter, anything like salt or pepper that I would put on the chicken is going to just come off into the breading. So I prefer to just season the like breading portion. I don't know why I'm using a lot of air quotes today. I'm just in the mood for air quotes, I guess. I just went ahead and prepared a sheet pan with aluminum foil, and then I'm gonna spray it with cooking spray. For this, I usually use the pan with olive oil, but today I'm just using the original pan because I can't find my one that is like pan with olive oil. And then, of course, I'm gonna melt a stick of butter because that's what I'm gonna dip my chicken in before I bread it. This is a baked chicken Parmesan. I don't think I mentioned that. I don't fry mine. I just like it better baked. It's one less of a mess to clean up because you don't have like oil splattering everywhere that you've got to clean up. You just have this pan, which is so nice. And then also it's a little bit healthier, which yes, I know we're dredging in butter, but not that much butter is sticking to it. All right, melted butter, check. Breadcrumb mixture, check. Pan, ready to go. I like to get everything ready to go when I'm using chicken because I am a freak about chicken germs. Chicken freaks me out. I don't want it to get germy. I take my chicken, I put it in the butter. So like I said, it just gets like a little coating of butter. And then I put it in the breadcrumbs, press it in real good, get it nice and coated. And then it goes on the sheet and it's ready for the oven. So these are now ready to go in the oven. They go in for about 20 to 25 minutes at 450, and then I'll put the mozzarella on them. So once it's golden brown, after like 20 minutes and it's cooked through, I put on fresh mozzarella. A lot of people will do sauce and then fresh mozzarella or like a shredded mozzarella. I find that fresh mozzarella has so much moisture that that's just too much in my opinion. So I go straight in with the fresh mozzarella and then I finish it with sauce later, which you'll see. So I put the fresh mozzarella on, I go ham with the mozzarella, and then I'm gonna put it back in the oven for 5 minutes just for the mozzarella to get nice and melty. And this is my pasta. I used penne and then I just mix it in with some of the sauce until I have as much sauce as I like on there. And then that's like the base of the dish. I put this on a plate first and then I put a piece of chicken and then I put a little more sauce. So everything's ready to go now. I start with a few spoonfuls of the pasta, which has been tossed in my red sauce. I put that down first, and then I'll get a piece of the chicken and put it on top. That's my next step. You can put sauce below the mozzarella if you prefer, but this is just the way that I like to do it myself. It's just the way I found I like it best. So I put a little bit of that on, and then I'm gonna go get me a big old spoonful of sauce from the oven or from on top of the stove top because I still have a bunch of sauce over there, and I'm gonna put that on top to like finish the dish off. Sometimes I'll do like some fresh basil on top or some fresh Parmesan, but today I just went very basic and it turns out beautiful and lovely.
This is what it looks like. It's just a good like comfort food. This is my husband's favorite dish that I make, and it is so delicious. My camera did not want to focus here, but that's okay. Trust me, it's amazing. It's so good. I will try to put the recipe in the description box below. We just had dinner. I'm cozy. I think I'm gonna turn out some of the lights because I think that's just like, honestly, like this is my favorite part. Oh, I looked really shiny once I turned that one off. Like this is my favorite. It's just so like cozy with some of the lights down and with the Christmas tree on. I just love it. I have Elf on. Elf is such a good Christmas movie. I don't think I really appreciated it until like last Christmas, and now it's like right up there as one of my favorites. I probably watch this Elf and Home Alone. I watch like second and third most next to Christmas Vacation because nothing compares to how much I watch Christmas Vacation. Dinner was amazing. Chicken Parmesan is my husband's absolute favorite thing that I make. So I try to make it like not once a week, but at least like once every other week because he really enjoys it. And now I'm kind of in the mood for a dessert. I want something chocolatey. There's like a little bag of mini Kit Kats behind me, so I might have one of those for dessert. Just kidding. I decided not to have Kit Kats. I'm gonna have some Reese's, and a glass of milk, because there are some things that I cannot, like, there are some things I can't eat without a certain drink. Like, I can't eat pizza without drinking a Coke. I can't have a Reese cup without drinking milk. Like, I just have to have milk with it. I can't have like a sweet breakfast pastry without like a strong coffee. Like, there's just some things that call for certain drinks. So I'm gonna eat a Reese's, and if you made it to this like bonus second ending of the video, well then comment below and let me know what is your opinion on Reese's. I recently met someone who does not like Reese's. I can't remember who it was. I don't think I met someone. I think I just recently found out that somebody that I know does not like Reese's, and now it's driving me crazy that I can't remember who it was. Also, Reese's Cups are amazing, so whoever that person was, you're wrong. Literally so good. I can drop my shoulders. I'll see you tomorrow.